friends, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to learn a new chapter, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. First, land. Land is most important natural resource. The uneven or distribution of population in the different parts of the world is mainly due to basic characteristics of land, climate and water. Land use. How is land used? Land is used for different purposes such as agriculture, mining, forestry, building houses, etc. The use of land is determined by the physical factors. Classification on the basis of ownership. Land is classified into two types based on the ownership: private land and community land. Private land is nothing but the land owned by the individuals, and community land is nothing but the land owned by the community for common uses, like the common property lands. These are called common property lands. Conservation of land resources. First step is for afforestation, planting trees. Second step is land reclamation. And third one is reducing the usage of pesticides. And fourth one checks over the grazing. So these are the four main conservation processes which can conserve the land: afforestation, planting trees, land reclamation, and then checking the use of pesticides, and then overgrazing. Soil. The soil is a thin layer of grainy substances covering the surface of the earth, is called soil. And this soil is made up of organic matter, minerals and weathered rocks found on earth. Factors of soil formation. The major factors of soil formation are the nature of the parent rock and their climatic factors. Other factors are the topography, role of organic material and all the time taken for the composition of soil formation. All these differ from place to place. Soil conservation. So there are 7 steps of soil conservation. First one is mulching. Mulching is a process where the bare ground between the plants is covered with a layer of organic matter like straw. It helps to retain the soil moisture. And then terrace farming. Terrace farming is nothing but board flat steps or terraces are made on the step slopes so that the flat surfaces are available to grow crops. They can reduce the surface runoff and soil erosion. Here you can see the process of mulching and terrace farming. Next one is contour ploughing. Contour ploughing are nothing but the ploughing parallel to the contours of a hill slope to form a natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. And next process is shelter breaks. In coastal areas and dry regions, rows of trees are planted to check the wind movements to protect the soil cover. Next, here you can see the contour ploughs and shelter breaks. Counter barriers. This is also one of the process for conservation of the land soil. The stones, grass, soils are used to build barriers along counters. Trenches are made in front of the barriers to collect water. These are counter barriers help to soil conservation. And then rock dams. Rocks are piled up to slow down the flow of water. This prevents gullies and further soil loss. This is counter barriers and this is rock dams. Next, intercropping. Intercropping is also one of the process to soil conservation. In this process, different crops are grown in alternative rows and are sown at different times. This intercropping actually helps to protect the soil from the rain wash. Here you can see the process of intercropping. Next, water. Water is a vital renewable natural resource. 3/4 of Earth's surface is covered with water. That is why Earth is called the water planet. Fresh water accounts only for 2.7%. In the 2.7% also, nearly 70% of that occurs as ice sheets and glycerines in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain regions due to their locations. And only 1% of water is available and fit for the human use. And the process of motion of water through evaporation, condensation, and rainfall is called water cycle. Next, problems of water availability. There are a lot of problems in the world because of the water scarcity. There is a scarcity in water like many regions in the world. Most of West Asia, Africa, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and then entire Australia are facing shortage of fresh water supply. See, now how to conserve this water. Water is a very vital resource and only 1% is available and fit for human use. So how can we conserve this 1% of water? So even the water is a renewable resource. Its overuse and pollution make it unfit for use. So discharge of untreated or partially treated waste, sewage, agriculture chemicals, and then industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these chemicals before releasing into the water bodies. And water harvesting are the methods which can use to be saved for the surface runoff. Natural vegetation and wildlife. Natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in the narrow zone of the contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. The narrow contact between lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere is called as biosphere. And the life supporting system is called as ecosystem. Vegetation and wildlife are valuable resources. They provide different types of things for our daily life. Animals all are integral for maintaining the balance in the ecosystem. Distribution of natural resources. Types of world are the major vegetation types of the world are grouped as forest, grassland, shrubs, and tundra. So forest. In these regions there are heavy rainfall, huge trees, and these areas also have abundant rainfall. These forests are classified into two types: deciduous forests and evergreen forests. Grasslands. In these regions there are short stunted trees and grasses grown, and these regions have moderate rainfall. Thorny shrubs and shrubs. These type of plants grow in dry regions where there is less rainfall. In such areas, plants have leaves with thorny and waxy surface which reduce the loss of moisture. Conservation of forests and wildlife. So forests are our wealth. Changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural habitats for these plants and animals. Many of these species have become vulnerable or endangered, and some are in the verge of extinction. Awareness programs like social forestry and biosphere should be encouraged at the regional and community level. An international convention sites has been established that lists several species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. Thank you. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.